we all can enjoy this later on. So if you could go ahead and turn on your camera so we can see your shiny faces. If you don't feel like you can, then please jump onto the jump onto the stream and explain why it is that your face cannot be seen.
Because I'm a skeleton.
I'm barely here, man. I'm barely here. All right. And now Mosey's going to say something about why he can't actually be on camera.
I could just say fuck off.
You can say fuck off. But my
Yeah,
mother's
sure could.
watching this stream right now, and I wish you wouldn't.
Sorry, Mom. We're all adults here, right?
Dorothy Mantooth is saint. All right. So,
Sorry, Mom, your son's an asshole.
we are
Hey,
going
man.
to
There's always one.
go ahead and start this off with a introduction of the characters to the audience. So if you can go ahead and kind of give a brief overview of of just your character. You don't have to give any backstory or anything like that. Just kind of an idea of who each of the characters are. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with Ashton.
Ashford.
Ashford, that's what I said. Right here on my notes.
Uh, Ashford is a Shadow Kai sorcerer. Um, he was adopted into the Windsor noble family. And he kind of knows that he's not as loved as his two siblings that are blood related in that family line, but he accepts it and he just kind of does what he needs to for his adopted dad's approval, while knowing that there's more to what's going on than
Everybody else knows. Excellent. All right, and we have Connor Conrad. I'm just gonna fuck up everybody's name so that way I don't make Ashford feel bad. I'm just gonna
Yeah, okay. Conrick, Silent
Conrad.
Hand,
Yeah.
yeah, same name, I promise, is a halfling rogue, so which means about 3 feet tall. Not very smart. He picked his last name because he thought it sounded cool. He was an orphan, so he got the pick. Unlike adoptees who get forced into a boring last name.
He got to pick his name because he didn't get picked. That's how.
Yeah. It's a bonus. But he grew up on the streets, stealing for money, and is still doing that. Actually, why he's here, more money.
Excellent. All right, we'll go to Mark.
Yep. So Marcus Gromson,
Marcus.
a Durgar. You're fine. Mark works. A former Durgar sapper. Went on basically a secret shock troop mission. Kind of messed around, got caught by a wizard. Decided the best thing to do in that situation to throw a grenade while this wizard is cooking up a spell. Explosion happens, and he finds himself in this wonderful world of Anthropia. Um, he's not. He's intelligent, but he's not fully okay upstairs. If you catch my drift, he's all about the big explosion, all about the big boom. So, yeah, that's Marcus.
That's all right. That's Marcus. All right, and then we have Moby.
Mosey. God
Oh,
damn
Mosey.
it.
That's right. That's right.
Sorry, Mom. I owe you $2.
Put it in the,
All right.
Put it in the swear jar.
Hey, you mess it up, I'm gonna swear. That's the deal.
Hey, I like it. All right, I'm here for
All
it.
right, good. I made it easy, man. I used to have much more complicated names, but since I've been playing online, I've shortened my names because people are just wow. It really just shows.
I'm true to my word. I said I was going to make sure to mess up everybody's name. So
I know. I don't know. I'm giving you shit anyway. Okay, Mosey is also a halfling. He's also 3 feet tall, but he's about twice as heavy as Conric. That's because he likes to eat a lot and he gets mad a lot. Let's see here. He's very fond of a spear that crackles, and he flies spaceships or airships rather. Let's see what else about him. Did I say he likes food?
There you go.
And he's lucky. He's lucky. Oh, he likes to fight. Tavern brawl kind of stuff. He likes to throw random things. He's pretty good at throwing things. Like just random things and hitting people.
Excellent.
Like your ex-wife would throw things at you and hit you with like the plate. Yeah, well, that's Mosey.
I haven't actually introduced anybody to my ex-wife, so
It was
That-
theoretical. And you're
that was
literal.
that is her character. So all of you are in the world of Anthropia. It is about a month until Restoration Day. This is the day where everybody celebrates the end of a season, and that everyone has been required to be good, to avoid violence, to avoid conflict, to avoid lying, to avoid stealing, most of all to avoid murder, which is uh, any killing that happens is is uh, is definitely front page news. In a world this small, everybody knows each other, and it is all hailed as a tragedy. Um, all of you have found yourselves together, and this is actually, like I said, it's going to be a month until Restoration Day, but this is only a week until Restoration Day that we currently or that we're flash forwarding to. Um, all of you are inside of a structure that you wish was a lot more reinforced, as a sound like a cacophony of thunder all around you is it feels like the entire structure is going to collapse around you, and you can see the legs of these creatures that are attempting to find any purchase point between any loose board, trying to tear it away. Um, and you realize that this may be the end for each and every one of you. And when you find yourself in a situation where you are surrounded, outnumbered, at your third level of exhaustion, and most of you down many of the resources that you need in order to be able to continue to survive in this moment, you ask yourself, how the fuck did we get into this situation? As each of you realize that you are likely about to die, um, take a moment and figure out what it is that is either going through your character's mind or coming out of their mouths. Are they the type of individual that looks at someone else and puts the blame on one of the other members of their crew? Are they the kind of person that um, says something funny? Or are they the kind of person that is um, making a plan of, if I'm going to hell, how many people I'm going to take in my handbasket with me? So we'll go ahead and start the same order. Ashford, what is going through his mind?
Yeah, it's all inner monologue. He's kind of looking around at each of the party members. And the first thing that crosses his mind is I'm going to die with just a bunch of lower class, not as worth a penny as I am.
Don't worry, guys. That's all inside of his head, so you can't actually hear that. You can't judge him for it later on, or you'll be metagaming. So
yeah. But he, at the same time, physically, what they're seeing is that he's willing to go down to like help, or like willing to go down helping, and trying to like prevent whatever this chaos is.
All right. And then there's Conrich.
I think Conric's more of a verbal person, so he's just like he's covered in probably blood, and
I'll allow it. Yes.
he's not looking very good, and he just goes like just an under the breath, fuck. I have to go out with these idiots.
Excellent. All right. What do we got, Marcus?
So Marcus being Marcus, he's kind of sitting there, counting how many rounds he has left in his makeshift shotgun. He's checking whatever little things he has in his pockets to see if he can make a big enough exposure where he can mix and match. To take as many of these things that are outside with us. But he's also kind of looking around, kind of like nodding, like, yeah, this is a good group to die with, and better than anybody else, honestly. We can cause some chaos before it's all said and done. As he like looks for something to light a fuse.
I figured, yeah, Conrich is definitely the guy that's going. If I'm going down, you're gonna want to get away from my body as I'm dying, because I'm not going out alone. All right, and Mosey,
All right.
the smoke that thunders.
Right. He probably would put his hands on his two allies nearest to him, and he would probably shout out something like "Halo, save us," kind of thing, or "Receive us," something like that.
And in that moment, as you call out, you hear a sound that isn't the cacophony of the eight-legged creatures that are desperately trying to um, enter into the one defendable spot that you were able to find in the situation, and you hear a crackle of distant lightning as it continues to come closer and closer. And hopefully you will survive that day. But that day's a long ways off. Instead, we're going to find ourselves at our training day, or our initial orientation day, where you have already started to get your jumpsuits that are all a blue color. I'll give you some more information and add them to your sheets, but actually some pretty cool rigged uh, rigged up suits. It is definitely not what Ashford was hoping for when going through and getting issued everybody getting the same jumpsuit. Ashford, did you end up actually just wearing what everybody else had? Did you modify it, or did you immediately purchase something else and have it airlifted in by a homunculus from the uh, Grecian?
What isn't it just like a prison looking blue jumpsuit?
It is kind of prison looking. It's more like working for the electrical company and being a lineman, kind of a suit and harness.
He definitely would add like
I'm thinking of tape. Like,
so I picture more like the it would extend like a long coat, like he just have like not like a tailcoat where it's like the pointy tips. It should be like a full length coat to it, and probably like a popped like collar.
so he's pop collar cool.
Yeah, he thinks he's cool. He's not.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I think that's the only modification he would add is just like making the shirt part like a full length coat and then having the collar.
Excellent. All right. Well, so you are all here in Moe's Tavern. This is where most of the work crews come after a mission. It's an opportunity to kind of rub elbows with some individuals. When you came in, you were you were searched by and interviewed by the head of security, who's down here, um, Raven Cloud Killer, a very stern-looking individual. Imagine the countenance of the hawk guy in the Muppets that just stands there and just kind of constantly looks back and forth in a very um, condescending kind of way, but it is one of vigilance at all times. He's only here in order to make sure that things don't get too ruckus with the crews when they start to get into their cups. But as soon as uh, everybody starts to head off to bed, you will find him almost constantly in the air. He explained that one of the jobs that he has, even though there are Scribots, it's essentially uh, a construct that has been created by the Tusk organization, where they can actually, from their control room, observe and monitor what the crews are doing. But he doesn't like anything that could be affected by the anti-magic storms that can still come through this area. Um, you can, as players, be able to flip over to the ranch map, or to the full Anthropia map, or excuse me, yeah. But this area is that of the ranch is near the ruins of Icarus. Um, I will tell you how this adventure did begin, since that was a question that was going through some of your minds as you realized that you were about to die. But that doesn't happen for a while yet. Um, this adventure starts like many adventures with just a simple job. Um, it was a simple job that was offered to you while in prison. Some of you there by choice in order to receive this mission. Some of you because you deserve to be in a jail cell. Um, some of you have worked together before, and some of you had just met each other for the first time. Um, and so now you have found yourself in a situation of being asked to come to this installation, which is very secretive. Um, and they like to hire individuals that are on the outskirts of society. People that don't write a lot of letters home and don't have any mothers that come calling for them. So um, a bunch of orphans, or seemingly orphans. Um, Definitely not individuals that would be from a highborn um, magi class. But all of you were selected because even if you have the ability to do magic, um, when your blood sample was tested, you didn't come from any of the Magi families. Um, and this is usually what they use in order to determine whether people have access to magic. They're not looking, this crew is not looking to hire anybody that has magic, especially being so close to the wilds. They don't want individuals that would rely on magic in order to um, be able to survive and fight, because you'll be dealing with eight-legged friends that are out there spinning this silk that is very valuable to the Tusk organization, Tusk Innovations. Um, but they do that kind of work out there uh, in the wilds. Um, the so the harness that you got is a has a special feature to it in that you can have up to 8 items that are accessible as a free object interaction. So rather than having to dig through your pack and look for uh, a a Tapas crystal that has a spell with it, or a healing potion, or be able to um, pull out something that some type of equipment or tool, there are 8 spots uh, the leather harness get up that allows you to be able to easily access those kind of things. Um, it does allow you to more quickly do something like uh, don a shield or doff a shield as well. Um, they did search you for weapons. They searched your personal belongings. All of them um, got locked up by the supply clerk, whose name is Mr. Crumb. He's not Nathaniel Crumb, who's the cook. Mr. Crumb is actually his father. The most disagreeable man who obviously hates his job that you have ever met. But um, he took all of your possessions, took record and inventory of them, and then gave you the stuff that you would need to be able to do your jobs here on the ranch. All of you do know, though, that the tattoo of the Reapers that you received from Mr. Underhill, who gave you this mission, you realize you know that you are able to call forth a weapon of your choosing that you were able to tie to this tattoo. It only takes a bonus action to be able to do it. The problem is it only has 3 charges, so it's not something that you're going to pull out um, unless it's really needed. You also have a a bag of holding that was able to avoid detection. Not really sure exactly what type of detection that they're using, but almost like a metal wand scanner. You were all checked over to see if you had any um, small dimension pockets on you, because that's how a lot of smugglers uh, work. And we'll figure out later which of you has the uh, the bag of holding on you that has all of the rest of your gear that you would want if you found yourself in a shit hits the fan kind of situation. For example, let's say that you're all crowded inside of a small shack, thinking that you're all about to die. You would have all of your equipment available to you. Does that make sense for everybody?
Yeah.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
All right. So all of you have taken this job. All of you are here on your first day, kind of learning the lay of the land, and what happens. All you've really had is in processing, and now it's time for the first meal. Um, if you have any questions that are nagging at you, you can go ahead and start to bring that up. Otherwise, we'll continue with the scene. So I would encourage questions of. I just gave a long-winded explanation of everything that was happening at this point. I started from about a month ago, and then flash back to when you got this job, and now where we are going to continue as present day for session one. So it was a little bit whiplashy. Does anyone have any questions? Does everybody understand what's going on?
Who's Mr. Underhill and what do we know about him?
Mr. Underhill, you know very little. The if you actually he is in the player's guide companion for Anthropia, and it states, I believe, a picture of Mr. Underhill, and then the description says there is no such person as Mr. Underhill, um, and that is a lot of what you know about this individual. Um, he's someone of no consequence, who was the one that was able to um, finance and convince each one of you to take on this mission. Each of you have your own reasons, and each of you even have your own mandates of what it is that you're trying to accomplish. Some of you are just trying to accomplish the goals of being able to becoming incredibly wealthy within a year of being able to do this job. Some of you are assigned uh, by by not only family but by an an intrinsic motivation of wanting to know things that other people don't. Um, some of you are motivated because out here in the sticks, uh, people don't give as much of a crap about making big loud explosions. Um, and so it's a great place to be, and especially the what is essentially a nerd farm and research and development place. It's a pretty great place to find some great innovations um, that are happening and going on. And Mr. Underhill played into each one of those motivations in order to bring you together as unique individuals that would be capable of taking on this task. The biggest concern that you had was that there was another group that was sent before you, and those people are now missing. So there was a previous blue crew, and uh,
There was another blue crew.
yeah, before you. And there's always a changeover of crews. There was a black crew, and
Oh,
that was mostly, and that's usually set up by, or usually comprised of gnomes that work directly for Tusk Innovations.
sure.
You're not um, Ravenclaw kind of mentioned that there was a new black crew that should be coming in pretty soon. Is anyone proficient in insight? And if you are, you can go ahead and roll our first roll of the campaign. All right, Marcus, proficient in insight. Go ahead and roll that bad boy and let me know what your passive
Hey.
insight is.
I'm also proficient in insight.
Okay, go ahead.
You said passive insight.
Yeah, your roll for it, and then also what your passive insight is. So
Okay.
Ashford has a passive of 13. Okay. All right. There we go.
So my roll was 19. My
Yep,
passive
I
was
got it.
13. Yeah.
Yep, I see it. All right. So Marcus, in the type of work that you've done because you worked in mining before, correct?
Hmm.
In the mines, right? So you know how dangerous certain jobs can be, and you also know the look of a corporate person that is trying not to talk to uh, the new worms on the job site, how another crew um, was completely wiped out to the last man. Um, and then the crew that they're replacing went missing because they decided that this job was not worth it and they could shove it, and they all uh, seemingly abandoned their position, took all of their possessions and uh, and got out of it. Um, but you don't have all of that information, but you do realize that uh, those crews, those two crews that are no longer with us, are no longer with us because this fucking job sucks and it's dangerous.
And I just know that inherently, or is it like I just caught up on some clues, like
You caught
kind of
up on
gave it
some
away?
clues and then kind of pulled Raven aside after the interview, like, hey, so what happened to those crews? I mean, I worked in mining up north, but that's where you popped in. You weren't working in those mines up north, but it doesn't matter. Hey, what happened? And he get, yeah, we lost him in a tragic accident, and people quit this shop. So I'm hoping that you guys stick around.
Okay,
Maybe
I'm
we
just
will.
gonna, as he told me, I'm gonna nod, and I'm gonna like try to quietly without him. Are the others with me, or is it just me and
Yep.
Raven?
This is after you. This is kind of like he's to let you know, hey, this is usually where the blue crew sits. This is kind of their table, and you were talking about that as you were walking into Moe's Tavern.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of like lean over conspiratorially to the others. I'm just gonna say, I don't like our odds here. Just gotta give them the heads up.
All right, and as you say that kind of quietly, you hear it a little bit louder behind you, and you hear, "I don't like our odds here," and all of you recognize that it sounds almost exactly like Marcus. And it seemed to be coming from this individual right here.
Birds. They just frown.
Who said that? Not intelligent.
Who said that? And then there's a lot of chittering, and kind of laughter among each other, and then suddenly, one of them, and they're all kind of, you can tell that they're communicating with each other, but it's just these little chirps, and then suddenly one of them goes, "Steven, fuck your mom," and it's a voice that you don't recognize in this area, but it gets a laugh, especially the group of of orcs over on the far table there.
Shit, Mosey laughed at that. I mean,
Connor would go, "Founder?"
All right. Unmistakably, there is a attractive bartender who makes her way over to get orders from you. She says, "Oh my, a new blue crew. What can I get you all, fellas? Is this your first day?
oh yeah.
Do you know where you're all going to be staying? Are you going to be over in the barracks, or did Raven say that you could stay here in the inn?" And you hear Raven from across, who's always paying attention. "They'll be staying here in the inn, Amber." And she kind of blushes and says, "Oh, so you're not like some of these others here. You have a little bit of trust. So I stay here too. So we'll definitely be running into each other. But what can I get you?"
Sounds good. Plenty of ale. It's food. Taters.
I'll take an ale.
Ale and taters. That sounds perfect.
Sausage.
I'll be right
Everything
back.
else.
What's that?
Nothing.
Um,
He just mumbles.
again with the insight, she doesn't seem to give much of a glance to either. Even though he's not here, he's still here. He's keeping a low profile, but she definitely seems to be all smiles and blushes at the halflings. Um, and then, but she moves off to go and get the orders for
This happened. Cool.
client. Shouts over to Nate. "I need taters," and and he's like, "What kind? You know which kind?" And it's going to be fried taters. And she goes to grab the ales and is doing that. You watch as this guy gets up and walks over to the bar, and there is some harsh whispering that happens. His name's not showing up correctly.
He's not named Vic.
His name is Vec. But he goes by Vic.
I don't see any of their names. Oh,
If you hover over
No,
the
I
top
don't.
of him, you should be able to see him. If you can't, let me know, and I will be updating that so
can't.
that you can't. You can't.
No. Make it Tori Ghost Rider.
I can
So that
see
must be.
David Security and Ricky. That's it.
Ruh-roh. Oh. I can on some of them.
And
Not the
that's
red guys. The
Go
green
ahead.
ones I can.
Go ahead and
The
log
black
those.
one.
Okay, yep, I see a few of them that aren't showing up properly. I'll fix that later on. Just know that that as you learn their names, they'll start to show up. But you have to actually learn their names first. You can't just know them.
Yeah, that's fine.
See how that was completely planned?
Mm.
Uh
Good
huh.
save, now. Good
Thank you.
save.
I appreciate it. Yep.
Okay.
Connor lets out a long sigh and starts tapping the table with his finger like he's impatient, waiting for his meal. Like, just,
That's funny.
Right, they take forever.
you'd think there's only like 10 people in here. I think the service would be better, but
Alright,
can't
so
get
back
Just
up.
get it up.
Amber comes back over with the elves and starts putting them down. You can tell that as an experienced bartender, she does have a fairly high insight and notices that Conrich um, is impatient and I am so sorry, honey. Are you really hungry? Do you need me to go get you some peanuts or something? It takes a
I'll
little bit for
survive.
those taters to cook up. Are you sure? I'll get you whatever you want.
No,
We need
man.
some sausage and eggs with those taters.
So
Oh, yeah.
she leans down at you and she has all of the assets that are necessary to be a really great bartender that gets good tips. But she uh, actually there is a allotment of food and drink that you were able to get per day, but um, there is no cost associated with it. But she's still acting as though she really needs to make sure that everybody is super happy and is is uh is very just Connor, I can tell that you're upset. Is there anything that I can do for you, sweetheart?
No, I'll be fine, thank you.
Okay, anything at all.
More ale. More ale. He needs more ale.
I do not need more ale.
I tell you what, how about we do some fire spice shots, all of us together, all right? And it won't even come off your allotment.
You know what? That
Okay.
sounds
Good.
wonderful.
All right, everybody. Okay. No, not for who said that?
Huh?
Nobody did.
Not for me. Okay, all right. I just want to make sure because I don't want to be pushing anything on anybody that they don't want. All right, so
Even if somebody did say no, he said yes.
she runs off, leans over the top of the bar, and you're like, oh, yep, all of the assets. That's really nice. But there is Vic comes up and is now like grabbing her and pulls her close and is saying something into her ear, and he pushes her, and as he's pushing her, she drops a few of the shots.
Do we all see this?
You don't have to have much of a perception check in order to notice what's going on in the bar, like you said, of 10 people.
I'm gonna lean over to Conric and be like, "Are you gonna let him do that to your girl?"
Yeah, you see that?
Oh, we just met. I don't know if I want to step in here. Fine.
All right.
And I
Hey,
kind
wait for me.
of
Gotta face them together.
like the halflings together strong.
Right. Halflings are both pissed. Hey, you can't do that.
Yep. Each other's shoulders and get a trench coat.
He comes right up to the guy and he looks right up at him. He's like, "Hey, you can't do that."
How dare you push a woman? A lady.
And he's looking like a little toddler, you know, because they're tiny. But he's pissed.
Hey there, bud. You're kind of like you're kind of like a pink goblin. Doesn't he look like a pink goblin there, Garrick? And Garrick jumps down from the table and moves up to you. He is standing at about chin high on each of uh, the halflings, um, but has just the most insane kind of smile that lets you know that children and pets should not be allowed around here. Um, and Vec, you know, I don't know what you were told about this job, but it's awfully dangerous. And well, the, the last crew that I saw in blue um, had a little shit that looked a lot like you, pretty boy.
Mosey just holds his hand up.
And I wasn't
And
talking to you, not your face. Your face
He's still doing it. He's like,
angry
I
a
have
lot.
patience.
All right, I'm talking to this one right here, the one that looks like he's trying to steal my girl.
You talk too much. Just leave her alone.
I talk too much.
Yeah,
All right,
that's what Mosey.
roll for initiative.
Leave her alone, he says.
Hey, Raven, is this guy allowed to yap this much? I think he's over his allotment.
What you notice as you look over for Raven is that right before this altercation started, Raven was he was like itching to be back in the air and watching the outer security, and that all happened right before this stuff happened. So it's one of those things of the bully waits until the teacher has left the room before doing something stupid. All right.
Right.
So
Excellent.
all right. So we have. Is everybody joining in on this?
Once my
Yeah, I'll
computer.
go ahead.
Excellent. Excellent.
Tavern brawler about to be real effective right here.
Oh, yeah. And he's a little 3 foot tall, like these little beasts, you'll see.
Gonna throw a chair.
What is the little like pedophile creepy goblin thing? Goblin
What's that?
Which one is it? Oh, that one. Okay.
that you said like children and women aren't allowed in here because of the psycho.
Whoa, I didn't say any of
It was
that.
this
That
one,
sounds
right?
that sounds yeah, that's the one that's right behind him. So you're pretty familiar with a little technique called being able to hide behind a medium sized creature. Um and and
Definitely believe that, yeah.
and that definitely seems like the action that he is going to try to take. So Conrich, you have did everybody else roll for initiative?
I'm
Yeah.
really
Mine is
Yeah,
definitely the worst.
Oh, I don't see it showing up in the. Maybe it was because I didn't have you added to the. So let me go ahead and update these.
You might need to select your miniature on the board first, then roll.
Or it may have just been where I needed to have you added to the combat order.
Well, I'm very happy to re-roll that.
Nope, you're one of the few that actually showed up in there. So we're gonna go ahead and update.
wait. Did you get mine?
Yep, I got. Well, I
Okay.
see it here on the. So Mosey has a 16. Marcus, you have a. Come on.
15.
Yeah, let me update him. Why aren't you giving me the? Ah, there we go. All right. Marcus has a 19. All right, and
Ashford hasn't gotten a roll yet, I don't think.
Ashford has a 9. Ashford
I
is very happy with his roll of 9.
That's an insight check.
yeah, that was insight earlier.
He's trying to get his computer to load. We can
Alright.
roll for you.
I could, yeah, let me do it. I'll do it for him.
It finally loaded.
Oh,
All right,
well, you got a 16, so
there we go.
yours.
All right. So,
Although mine isn't working correctly. That's weird. Mine should have been an 11. Why is that?
What did you?
Press the roll button.
Looks like you. Ooh.
I just rolled through the character sheet. I clicked
Yeah.
the initiative button and clicked a roll.
So you rolled a 3 and got a +3.
I should have +8. I have alert from a racial feat.
Oh. It doesn't seem like it's putting that piece
So
in.
you need to add that. You can actually customize it.
I did. My initiative says +8 here. Like when I click it, before I click on it, it says initiative +8, and I click it, I click roll, and it says 1.
All right, Marcus, you have the you are the first one that is able to take an action. Remember, this doesn't need to be combat. This is just to establish what the turn of events looks like and how it happens. So, what is your action?
Okay. So correct me if I'm wrong. So last I checked, we don't have our weapons with us, correct? We're all like barehanded.
Correct. Yes. You were shown the shock sticks that you'll be able to take out on missions with you. A lot of this stuff is all non-lethal items, and that is because you don't want to kill, even though you're trying to survive not being killed by the spiders. You're trying not to kill the spiders because that's like taking a well out of production. So
Okay.
you don't
So
even have access to one of those yet.
So I'm gonna move 30 feet over here.
Okay.
And I want to let me see how far this thing goes. 60 feet, that's perfect. So I want to cast grease, but it's not like an actual casting. It's more like I kind of just pull something out of my pocket and casually toss it at the feet of this what is it, goblin?
Yep. Yes, I will allow you. I will allow you to be the kid from Goonies and pull out your booby trap for fucking sure. Yes. All right. So that way, this is one of the other reasons that you were chosen is that as a as a um, as a freaking artificer, there's explanations other than magic for a lot of the stuff that you do. But this is an effect though that if there was an anti-magic field coming through, it's possible that it doesn't work because it has a magic component to it. It just doesn't immediately have that appearance. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. So, yeah, go gadget fucking grease. Where do we put that? Go ahead and put it in the chat if you have the ability. And that'll give you the ability to put down a template of where this grease goes in a 10 by 10.
How do I put that in the?
Yep,
put in the chat.
You can. Yep. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna look at your character sheet. Hold on one second.
Mhm.
All right, and I'm gonna go to your skills. I'm gonna go to grease, and I am going to. There we go. All right, so I clicked onto the. So when you hover over the icon in front of grease, it gives you the ability to cast the spell, and it's going to consume a spell slot, and then it gives you the template right there. So I'm going to stop doing that if it lets me. Nope, it doesn't let me. It instead just dropped the template right there.
All right. There.
Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and take that away while you do what I just did. But go ahead and, if you can, click off of the part that says that you have to, whether you consume a spell slot or not, because I just consumed it for you. Where are you going to click?
You're talking about when you hovers over it, those little dice icon, right? Click that.
Yep, click the dice icon.
Okay, I see it.
Yeah.
Got it? Yep.
One level cast spell, got it.
And then you place
I'm gonna place it. I'm literally gonna place it like right there. Actually, let me place it between right there.
Okay, and everybody can see that right there?
Yep.
All right. And so we need some dexterity saving throws from
Goobers.
From Pee Wee Herman and
his friend Bob.
What is it? What's the other guy's name?
His friend Bob.
His friend.
No, his name is his friend Bob.
Yeah. Who declares Moody?
Okay. Well, I wasn't looking to actually roll a 32. All right.
There's a 15 and 17.
A 15 to 17. What is your DC 13? So they both pass, but they are so they don't fall prone, but they are shaky on their feet. Also, there's nothing funnier than them getting sprayed with your
Grease
goofy
bomb?
Right?
your goofy grease bomb.
As I do this, as I see them, like, I assume the way I'm envisioning it is that they're kind of not falling, but kind of slipping and sliding, trying to keep their feet on the ground. I'm just gonna look over and I'm gonna say, "Watch your step."
I imagine like a water balloon filled with with grease that would be used to on farm equipment. And so it just splooshes all over them and all over the floor. Yes, outstanding. If you had vicious mockery, you would be doing damage right now. All right. Next up, we have the bugbear. We actually begin combat. All right. So the bugbear, you watch as with the sound of that kind of slipping around, you watch as the bugbear looks up from his table. He was sitting there talking with Raven. Kind of looks over and turns back and continues his drink. Mosey, you're up.
All right. Mosey looks at this guy, and then he looks at the tray that I don't know her name. I forgot her name.
Amber.
Anyway, he looks at the spice shots, and he takes one in each hand, and he says to the guy, he looks up at him. He's like, "Is this going to go any further? We could just drink on this."
Okay, I thought you were going to cast fireball for a second.
No. I'm going to throw him at him if he's a dick.
I know. Okay, well then you are going to cast fireball.
No, not.
No, that's what that is essentially the equivalent of these shots. I said they were
He's going to try to persuade him to chill. We'll see how this goes.
All right,
Oh,
persuasion, let's go.
I rolled a 9, man.
You know what? I'm actually going to. Well, you haven't raged, right?
Nope, not yet. Just about to though.
But
you don't know that.
Do you have proficiency in intimidation, or did you want to do persuasion?
I'm not proficient in either of them.
Fair enough. All right.
So 3 foot tall halfling.
I have to be raging to have a really good intimidation.
That I believe it. All right. So.
No, seriously, it's plus
You
6
see-
advantage.
Yeah,
Crazy.
and you see Beck like, yeah, we're doing this. All right. And are you then going to
What do you mean? Yeah, we're doing this. What does he mean by that? Is yeah, we're chilling, or yeah, we're going to kick your ass?
no, he wants to have a fight.
All right, what I'm going to do is I'll take both. I'll shoot both of them at the same time, and I'll throw them. Oh, I'll throw one of them at his forehead.
So you drink them both and then toss one to his forehead.
I throw both of them, but I already. Oh no, I need to rage first. Then I'll do that. I'll rage, throw the thing at him. So here it is.
Reaction down the shots.
Right. Oh, this is very nice. Being a halfling, I get to roll that one over.
You certainly do.
And my damage, I get to re-roll ones over for damage for this too because of enhanced unarmed strike. It's pretty neat.
Oh, that is neat.
Yeah. So I do. Hold on a sec. Did it show up?
The dice sim seems to be kind of freezing a little bit.
Hold on. I should have a combat tracker here somewhere. Well, I have to roll it
All right,
again, I guess.
I see a 1 and a 3, so
So your 1d4 was 1 and a 4.
here I'll re-roll for you. Oh, that's a 1 again. That's three. Oh my God, was that the ability for you to re-roll ones?
Yeah. When you roll a one, when I roll a one on the because of Tavern Brawler, if I roll a one for damage, I roll again, but I have to take the new result. So if it's a one on the second time, it's still a one, and the modifier because I'm enraged is +6. So
All right. So go ahead. What's the damage then?
well, it looks like I have a one and a three, so it looks like that'd be 9 points.
9 points of damage. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't use Divine Fury?
Oh, Divine Fury always happens. Hold on a
so
sec.
So it'd be 13 points of damage according to the tracker here.
All right, it's not showing me. That's why I don't know. I don't see.
Are you in the chat messages tab?
Yeah.
I see bludgeoning damage, divine fury damage, and rage damage for a total of 13.
Oh, I see that.
Okay. So yeah, that shot glass hits him directly in the forehead. You watch him go cross-eyed and kind of stagger back and forth. And we'll find out what his reaction is on his turn. All right. So we have a raging barbarian. Ashford.
Refresh my screen.
In my proximity, is there anything like a thing that I can grab? We don't have. You said so. We don't have our weapons. Do we have those like taser sticks or whatever?
You don't have the taser 6 right now because you're not on a mission. It's almost like they didn't want to give things to people that were a bunch of criminals because they would likely use them for hitting each other.
So yeah, my initial question is there.
There are improvised weapons, yes.
Like the chair you're sitting on.
Or you
Near
were,
me.
yeah, you were given a mug of ale as well.
Yes, I mug and walk my way over.
Okay, yeah, I just had to refresh. I can see the damage now.
All right.
What is my? Let's see. Walking is 30. Where do I want to go?
Oh, by the way, Mosey, if you hover over whoever you're attacking, hit T, it'll target them. So that just makes things a bit easier.
Oh yeah. You're right. I didn't think about that. Thanks. I've used Foundry before, but it's been a while.
Always a learning curve every single time.
All right. So I'll move 30 feet there. And then I'm going to start by. Let's see.
You gotta explode? Don't explode. Not yet. If you do, take out the bugbear.
No, I don't have any. I'm going to use Chaos Bolt. And that's going to be. We made that agreement about the element. So it's going to be. I'm going to start here.
Okay, wait. Before you do that, you do understand that if you use magic, you'll likely be kicked off of the farm.
All right. Well, then I'm out of range of everybody, so I'll just end my turn.
All right. Now, what I am going to say is that actually go ahead and roll your first Arcana check. And please don't roll a natural 20. Okay, definitely a success. All right. So because of being one of the things that they have been training you on in preparation for this mission is the meta magic of subtle, which will be very useful. However, it is. What did you have? You picked meta magic yet? You're level 3, right? So you have.
Yeah, I chose. Hold on. I chose distant and twinned.
Yep, good to go. So they are trying to teach you a a third meta mag. They were trying to train you in a third um, meta magic, which it has been elusive to you. However, um, you are getting closer to um, be able to draw on that if and when you need to. So there's a part of you that wants to attempt using um, subtle, but it has you're not you're not ready for it yet. Um, but every time that you wish that you could cast the spell in a situation, you'll be able to roll an Arcana check, and if you get above a 17, you are getting closer and closer to having it mastered. Good to go.
Yep.
That is one of the three successes that you'll need in order to have that. All right.
I'm just gonna look at my fellow friends before this fight continues. Realize that I forgot that magic. I had a drink or so. I'm fucking useless here.
Throw a shot glass at him, Odin says.
Punch him.
Look at this guy. He's all teetering.
Open in the eye.
I can't reach it right now, but
Help me.
Alright.
Help me.
Help me.
Give me a hand.
Help you.
I'm here solely for Conric to get with Amber now.
That's
Hey,
what
wait.
this is for. That's what we're fighting for, boys.
You got a +3 to persuasion. You have the air of nobility. Help
All
these
right.
help these ruffians see reason.
I'm gonna look at this dude. I'm trying to like pin him.
Long hold,
Okay.
long press will ping.
We can see your. We can see your.
We can also see your.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at that guy then real quick. And I'm going to just basically look. We're trying to get this little buddy some. Look at that tall drink of water. You know, like. Can you guys just back off a little bit? Like she doesn't want your buddy anymore. There's new, fresh, exciting. We've all taken showers together. He's like double the size. You know, like he's got a third arm down there. Just he could beat your friend to death like with a fucking club in him. He has to. Just take your boy.
together.
Hey,
This is a lot. This is a lot for 6 seconds that you just talked to this guy about.
Press it.
But I'm
talk
here
fast.
for it because we're slowing down in bullet time.
Oh my
Alright.
god.
He's got a big dick. He'll kill your friend with it. Let him have the girl.
And he looks back at you and says, "Vec has a small dick, and he likes to kill people with big dicks. I'm just saying." Like he's angry about it. He's angry about it.
True.
Have you ever realized that a girl wouldn't go with you unless you were the last man on earth? I think that's Vec's plan.
Now that he's just a
Or
very
Beck.
nation, can I just quickly shout out to the entire bar that Vec has a small dick?
Yeah, go ahead.
So
For fucking sure. For fucking
Everyone.
sure. No, I need a persuasion roll for this just to see how effective it is.
persuasion. I forget that my fucking app doesn't work on my phone. Hold on.
Because if it's above a 12, definitely for sure Stephen fucked your mom is going to have that be his new thing that he wants to say. Oh gosh, did you watch that roll back and forth? So the hard thing is that as soon as you get that information, you want to put it out to everybody, but you're not able to put it out yet because like it's one of those things of, oh, I just thought of something cool to say, but you don't have enough time because there was a lot of interaction that's already happened in this
Ooh.
6 seconds. But it's going to be an amazing thing to say next turn. It is definitely going to be the turn of the battle, that's for sure. Garrick. Garrick,
Scary Garrick. Scary
Garrick, you
Gary.
watch um, pick something up off the floor, and you hear the sound of some broken glass, and he maneuvers through there and comes up to Mosey
This,
and
Hey,
accidentally um, moves past you with a.
is he moving? Because we can't see him move on our end.
He's definitely moving. I just can't tell you how he's moving at this moment. All right, does a 21 hit?
Who?
yeah, it does.
Garrick. Yeah. Okay. All right. So all right. So as Garrick moves through his friend's path. Actually, before we have him move, what do we need to make sure that he does?
He's going to. Doesn't he have to deal with the grease there?
He's
At the
Yeah,
end
I
of
talking.
was
his
gonna
turn.
say. Oh,
So no. As he's starting to move through it, he has to. When he wants to move through it, he has to do it, right? So
It says at the end of your turn. If you end your turn there.
oh, if you end your turn in it,
your turn there,
Pretty sure end his turn there, or enters the area, or ends its turn there. Must succeed on the save.
Yeah.
But it is difficult terrain.
okay. So um, you watch as Garrick moves down and breaks off a piece of the shot glass that was thrown into his crew leader's face and happens to break it. And then as he moves up um, to give it back to Mosey, he does
Mhm.
9 points of damage with it, slicing across your arm, and then ends his turn in the grease, slips and fucking biffs it. Oh, sorry, 6 points of damage. 6 points of damage to Mosey.
And you're raging.
Oh,
What did you
so
say it was? It was 9? You said it was 9 initially?
It was
it,
6.
it was
Oh, I
no
did.
nine was his roll. 9 was his roll. So you just take
Right.
all you take is 3 points
3.
of damage, and it
I
definitely
got you.
makes
I
you
got you.
it definitely makes you mad. That's for sure. But then you watch
Yeah.
as as that dipshit just biffs it.
So wait, did you? Yeah, I was gonna say, did you move here? Because he's still sitting next to Vic on my screen.
I am trying to move him, but he
Do you
does
want me
not
to-
want to. Ah,
There you
got
go.
him.
Oh, there you go.
All right, boom. That's where he goes to
Let me just on
And-
level
down-
here.
and biffs it at the end of his turn. So he is now laying prone. Um,
Yeah.
and he says,
I see.
"Oh
that
my
he's
gosh,
definitely not just cooking.
oh my gosh, I am
Just
so
glare
sorry."
at
That's what he says.
That's,
Oh my gosh, I'm so
I'm
sorry.
so sorry.
Yeah,
I just
definitely
glare
did.
at him.
He definitely did not
You're
mean um, to slice you with that broken piece of glass. He was just trying to clean up.
Uh-huh. What's her name? Has a whole tray of ammo for me. So
All right,
Amber.
she's got a tray. Thank you, Amber. She's got a tray of
it
ammo.
is, it is, it is Vic's turn. He looks at
All right.
he looks down at Mosey and he's like, "I fucking
What?
love this guy right here. Look at the hey everybody, we got us a new blue crew and Mosey here. I can't wait to work with you, buddy." And he holds out his hand to you.
Good choice, Mosey says. And he shakes his hand. Good choice.
Good choice. Yeah.
As he should
Good
like,
choice.
yeah.
Good choice. He leans over to he leans over to Amber and Vic gives her a kiss on the cheek and whispers something. Um, and then as he gets to try to walk back over to his chair, he fucking biffs it hard.
You idiot.
Nerd.
And as he goes to biff it, you hear Steven. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I wanted to move him, so you hear, come on, Steven, come here, come here. There you go. You're Steven that's come closer. Steven fucked your mom. And he says, Vic's got a swamp dick!
Nice. I like it. Instigator.
And
Bastard.
it sounds a lot like Ashford saying it, but Ashford saying it in a way that like like he really desperately wanted to say it louder, but he wasn't able to. But all this mimicking Kenku did was say it louder, so that everybody could actually hear it. Unlike when Ashford said it, it wasn't loud enough for everybody to hear. It was cacophony. Um,
Right. That's great.
so
Love it.
So
is there
where is
anybody
Vic
that
now?
he's on the floor
Did he
and
get the move yet, or is he still on the floor next to Amber?
he's kind of still in the he's right there on the floor.
All right.
Yes, the ability to still fuck with him is there. Is that what you're looking to do, Conrich?
Sweet. Fuck with him, bro.
Conrich, I need you to I actually need you to roll a d4 for me.
Okay.
Did you explode or not?
You explode.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Somebody's going to explode.
Oh, I
All
was
right.
hovering Vic. Whoa.
That's all right. So that actually works. All right. So Vic has a 4-inch penis, and Conrich
Damn.
has an 8-inch penis. I was going to determine how big your penis actually was based on um, a d4 roll times 2. So there you go. Canonically, go ahead and write that down on your character sheet. Conrich has a 8-inch penis.
You're a tripod. For halfling.
Which looks ridiculous on you, and we've gone full Vox Machina. Go ahead.
So that guy accidentally slipped, so I'm gonna just go with the assumption that he's not trying to attack me, which is a bad assumption to make. But he's also prone, so you have disadvantage, and I'm gonna step.
You're gonna do what?
Sorry, bro.
Fuck. Actually, I'm gonna like take a squat. I'm gonna squat down, and you see out of my back pocket, I pull out a butter knife.
Okay.
You can kind of see through this butter knife a little bit, but it still, from afar, looks like a butter knife. You're
Right,
like,
makes
where the
sense.
fuck did you get that butter knife? And he reaches down to like, yeah, it's a plastic butter knife, but you can kind of see through it. And he reaches down with one hand to like almost grab the guy off the ground with like the little goblinoid that's on the ground. But as he goes to pick him up, he just like up the stomach with this thing, and he just says, "You're short."
So you just kind of slide it up him, or you
like
actually
an under the rib cage, like as I'm picking him up.
So you're gonna shank him.
Yes, and he's
All
prone,
right.
so I have an advantage on that.
I'm saying it's yeah. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Oh, not roll attack.
If you want to roll your attack to see if you get a crit, go ahead. But it definitely hits. That's what I'm saying. Oh god,
No
it was
crit.
so close.
No crit.
All right.
13.
All right,
The 13
damage.
the 13 does not It's not a great. It's not great, but it's enough.
All right, normal. That's great.
All right. Please don't apply it to.
Oh, I was going for the goblinoid, not for.
Oh,
Vic.
for the goblinoid. Oh, okay.
Yeah, if I stepped into the grease, I'd have to make the save.
Oh, yeah. Got it. All right.
Yeah, the little
Beautiful.
tiny guy. That's why I called him short. I can't call Vic short. He's taller than me.
Yeah, that's fair. All right.
Mosey
So-
just always do just like his wife.
And
And then in a
and
blink of an
you
eye,
would-
the knife just disappears.
and
Gone.
and you watch as Raven is stepping back through the door. All of Green Team or Green Crew has started to gather around, and you watch as one of the Green Crew comes up to uh, um, Raven and is like, "Hey, look! Wait, hold on a second. Um, hey, they're just talking. They're just talking. It's not a big deal. It's just it's the new guys. They gotta have a little bit of they gotta have a little bit of initiation. You already gave them the speech, right, boss? Yeah, it's not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. Everything's cool over here. No blood, no foul. And then
I finished picking the goblinoid up off the ground and pat him on the shoulder like, oh, I can't believe you fell in that patch of grease there. So sorry.
yeah, a lot of people are gonna be falling. And he brushes himself off and then almost slips again in the grease. And yeah, we're definitely gonna be looking out for you.
I hope so.
All right.
And I wink at Amber.
So, if are we still in combat then, or no?
I would
If
like
we're
us
not-
to have ended combat, but you can.
Well, I would like to do since I'm still raging. I want to yell at these guys, do a raging intimidation, and tell them, just yell at them, leave her alone.
All right.
So
Go ahead and give me that. Go ahead and give me that rage.
yeah, I'll do it.
And I'd like you to add your strength modifier to it as opposed to your charisma.
Oh yeah, it is. It's all set up.
Fucking halflings. All right.
Fucking athletes.
I saw that one hit and I'm like, yeah. Okay, fine. All right.
Oh, halfling.
So there are some. So the freaking orcs are. They're not as big as the bugbear, but they definitely carry themselves about the same way, and they're all just laughing and cheering Mosey on um, with his intimidation. And Amber is for some reason she seems really weak as her knees kind of wobble quite a bit, and she steadies herself while looking Conrich um, into it. Conrich, what color are your eyes?
Green.
Green. All right.
Actually, fuck, I think they're pale blue, whatever.
Pale blue. All right. Well, she's
Let me check the character. Let me consult the archives.
yes. This is very important.
Eyes blue.
Very
Yep.
important.
Blue eyes.
All right. So she is swimming in your pale blue eyes. All right. And the hopefully after a little while the grease starts to dissipate. Everybody starts to kind of go back to their tables, and you can tell that there seems to be kind of a either an older brother or kind of an uncle relationship between Vic and Rick, and he's
Uncle Baby Daddy.
kind of consoling him, right? Meanwhile, uh, Neck, um, not to be confused with Redneck, he's Neck from the Red Crew. Uh, just seems very bored. Matt the Bugbear, is definitely more interested in continuing um, to talk with Ravine, and the Green Crew um, comes over and invites you all to stop by their barracks area, where um, where they start to talk to you about, have a pretty intense conversation with you about macros, and kind of what you're doing for uh, for a weightlifting program.
So Mosey, he's rage drinking at this point because he can keep it up for 10 minutes. So he's just like he was over at Amber. He grabbed a few drinks and he saw those guys come over. So he basically dashed over here and he's like, "Yeah, it's all about the drink, man." And then he runs back and he grabs some more.
Got it.
He
All
just
right.
grab the tray. He'll just grab the tray and bring it over and offer whatever's left.
Um, as per the custom, after a small altercation in Moe's Tavern, everybody gets uh, um, gets to do a shot. Um, it tastes a little bit like menthol, and the funny thing is that it's a lot more melatonin than it is menthol. Um,
Oh, what?
but
That's
luckily,
sneaky.
none of you are alchemists, so it's not like you um,
Neat.
are able to just sniff an iocane powder. No, but it's definitely a
Uh,
shot that calms everybody down, and it starts getting a little bit. Um, but there's definitely some merriment that happens, and one of the orcs is like, I missed that guy on the last blue team. What was his name? What was his name? Danny. Danny, that guy could fucking rock. He was amazing. Hey, your friend Mosey, who's this
what
guy over
Danny
here with
do?
the loot? Can he even play on that thing? And Pinky is very quiet for some
He could
reason.
bust out some good songs, I think.
Um, but
Let him keep the loot.
Pinky seems very distracted. This is the guy that when you were in the jail cell together, and when you were being picked up for this job, you didn't shut up a lot, right? But
Yeah.
right now, he seems to be almost in his own little world and seems very, very distracted.
Mosey will he'll lob a shot glass over at him. He won't hurt him. He's just gonna lob it his direction and say, "Hey, pay attention. These guys want some music."
And so he starts to play, and
Good
and
job.
the and the whole um, kind of the whole feeling of the bar starts to kind of turn around. Everybody's having a good time, and this is an opportunity to be able to um, talk to each other about like what kind of things have happened, gone on here before. So if there's any kind of questions you have for uh, for the green crew, you can. If you want to talk to anybody on the red crew, um, or if you want to talk to Amber, those kind of conversations can happen now.
Who's the leader of Green?
Jeb.
They're okay.
That's what's really confusing about Green too. It looks like they got made using the same mold. All right, but he's like, and so Jeb, when you ask him like, hey, oh, so who's the leader of this crew? I'm Jeb. This is my brother Jeb. We've also got Hans and we've got Franz, and then our sister Jen. She's back at the house. She's cooking up some keto stew. You guys should definitely stop by. The keto stew is fucking tits, and I'm not talking about Amber over there. And they all, yeah, but
I fly him.
yeah, if you're into big women, you should definitely come by and check out Jen too. If she wasn't my sister, tell you what.
Sweet home Alabama. So I go, so what's up with Vic and his tiny dick?
Vic and his tiny dick, and then you hear Vic and his tiny dick from a mimic. In the on the other side, and Steven fucked your mom. Stop repeating every stupid thing that somebody says in this bar. Raven shouts out from the other side of the bar, and you hear, "Stop repeating every stupid thing that somebody says in a bar." Yeah. So actually, good bunch of guys. They come off a little bit dickish, right? Kind of a little bit dickish, yeah. But no, they're good dudes, and they're actually some of the top producers here on the ranch. So if you want to find out how to do the job, you definitely want to watch those guys. So
So,
they do all that.
Jeb,
Yeah, bro. Talk to me. What you got?
well, we got to arm wrestle first of all, and then
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
that,
Do you want to
and after
wrestle
that,
me?
you got
Do you want to arm wrestle me, or you're going to do my brother Jeb?
Andy Jeb.
Yeah, they kind of moved around a little bit, and like a shell game, you're no longer sure which one is Jeb. But you thought that you were still talking to Jeb, but they like
That
shifted
Mosey
just
doesn't
enough.
care. He just
Well-
picks one of them, and then he goes and sits in it. He's like, "Move, Crow." And he goes, sits over here, and he's yeah. There you go.
Do you say move,
Right.
Crow, or do you say fly away? Because that really hurts the Kenku's feelings if you said fly away.
Well, I just moved around him. I'll just say that.
All right, sounds good. All right,
I just
so
stared at him. Okay, so yeah, we do some arm wrestling.
all right.
And you're gonna show me how to do this job after I kick your butt, right? I'll look at him in the eyes.
If I knew how to do this job, I'd be doing it a lot better. But yeah, let's do this.
All right. So, what do you want? Like an attack roll, athletics check?
Yeah, we're gonna do an athletics check. That's how we do it here.
All right.
I'm just
I am
standing up.
Hold on. I think I have this at advantage because I'm
you doing this
raging. Yeah, if I'm still raging, I do. Which means I'm rolled a modified 20, which is nice.
Okay. Oh, that was close. Oh, you got me.
Little Apple, you barely put him down because he's short stuff.
What
He's like
the-
halfway on the table. He's like halfway on the table.
This guy is fucking wicked fucking strong. Jab, you gotta try it. And Jab steps
Over
up.
here, get some of this. Mosey says.
All right, go ahead and roll again.
And yeah,
Everybody's gonna want to arm wrestle you. The last person that you don't get advantage with.
you just see what I rolled.
That's the engine.
I blew him away. Oh, maybe not. You rolled the 22, but I rolled.
You rolled a 20, but you rolled two fucking nat 20. Yes. So you.
So say it was significant.
It was significant. It actually strained Jab's shoulder, and he might not be able to work tomorrow. All right, nobody else arm wrestled this guy. He's a fucking freak. Look at him. Look at this guy. Look at these guys. We're gonna call them fucking freak crew. That's what we're gonna call these guys. Hey, what's your deal? Who's the gray guy over there? What's your name?
That's Marcus, I'll say.
Oh,
He likes to
Marcus.
blow shit up. He likes to blow shit up.
Almost had a brother named Marcus, but we didn't go that direction. We just called him Jim. Jim
And he does good stuff.
Jim didn't come on crew with us. He stayed home with Ma, but so Marcus, what you hang out with these crazy motherfuckers? Like, how'd you guys all meet?
Guess we're all doing the same job. Just kind of sort of came together. Oh, shit happened.
Oh, so when you were doing this job, how did you get caught and then brought onto this crew? Because like most of us are criminals. So did you guys fucking volunteer for this shit?
Not sure about the others, but and as I'm like talking, I I'm kind of making gestures with my hands and like kind of explaining what I did. And the gestures I'm making is more of like looks like I'm lighting something is what it looks like. So I'm just kind of like, yeah. So I'm sort of just and then
Hey Hans, I think this guy's fucking nuts too. Oh, this whole fucking crew is. Oh man. Oh, True Blue. I tell you what, this whole crew. Uh, you guys, are pretty fucking amazing. And what's up with Preppy Boy here? He looks like he looks like he spent more time quaffing his hair than he did learning how to have a personality. What's his deal? Oh, well, that is very interesting, Ashton. Is that what your name is? Yeah, the guy I said who looked like he spent more time quaffing his hair. I was talking about you. I know it's confusing because it looks like I'm looking at all of you, but I'm just looking at you.
So you're yelling across the bar, is what I'm getting at.
Yep, sure am. Oh no. Okay, he says that I won't have him yell across the board. I'm doing something else. So it's like, hey, what's up with that guy that looks like he spent more time quaffing his hair than he did trying to have a personality? Who's that guy? He looks at Mosey and asks that.
And he's referring to who?
Ashford.
Yeah, Ashford.
Oh.
But,
Okay.
But he's not that smart, so he keeps calling him Ashton.
Okay. And you're Ashford. Oh, that's Hold on a sec.
Is that good Ash or bad Ash?
That's Ashlord. Yeah. Don't mess with him.
Ashlord. Ashlord?
Yeah. And then he gets up on the table and dangles his feet on the edge, and he just kind of knocks him, like in the shoulder. He's like, oh, that's Ashford. Then he drinks his drink.
I'll tell you
and he's looking at you, Ashford, when he says it. He knows he's fucking with you, so he's just like, he's not smart either, man. Knows he's got an 8, dude. No.
This is the best conversation I have ever had with somebody on this ranch.
Yeah.
I can tell that we are 100% kindred spirits, and he goes to give you a fist bump. Go ahead and roll one more athletics check.
Break his wrist.
So 26.
Yeah, that'll do it. All right, so he goes in for a fist bump, and because you're still at the tail end of your rage coming down, and he's like, well, you fucking got me, you fucking dick, and he walks away back to his table. They all head back to their tables.
As he says that, I say, did somebody say tiny dick? Like in a kind of almost whisper, but like shouting it across the room.
You're definitely gonna want to. Who said that? Raven's standing next to the door, and as the sun had just recently started to go down, and it seems that's the clue that Red Crew has to head out with Raven.
Darn. Can I talk to Amber once that's done?
Absolutely.
Oh God.
I'm your wingman, man, my guy. So I'm gonna walk up to her, just kind of like, "Are you okay?"
I mean, I don't know what it is about Halfling.
Yeah.
Mosey will yell across the room. He'll say, "We're awesome." He's listening because he's looking right at you two. And when she says, "I don't know what it is about halflings," he'll just yell, he'll just do, "We're awesome." Sorry, and then he just shrugs.
I
Back to drinking.
also respond, I'm like, I don't know either. But Conrick over there seems to have taken a liking to you.
That
I don't know what your.
that seems dangerous.
Well, I mean, we can handle Vic and his little group of douches.
The last crew could.
Well, I mean, that's why we're here, because they're not around.
But I'm afraid that they're not around because of what I did. Vic is very possessive. He says that people that are red should stick together, and he has essentially claimed me. Goblinkin are not really big on consent.
Mosey's going to yell across the room again. He's going to say, "Well, you're purple." When he says red, when he says what she said, well, maybe he's colorblind. Dumb fucker.
Oh, yeah. Goblins can't see blue.
They're inferior, dumb goblins.
But they do have they do have dark vision. It precludes them from being able to see the color blue.
So what color are we to them if we're the blue teams? What are they seeing?
Oh,
Well, they do get confused sometimes with the white team. And they'll call them the black team, but I think that's just because they're all crows.
but if they can't see blue, what color do they see when they look at our outfits?
Yeah, that was.
I think
Will it be black or something, or like shady?
like a gray. I don't know. I mean, what color is blue?
Yeah.
Shit,
Marcus,
drunk for this.
what blue?
I mean, maybe it's that edible that I took in order to kind of start to calm down. But I mean, like, how do I know that what you think is blue is what I think is blue? Maybe when I see red, you see blue, but we both call it blue. But how do we know what is real in the perception of a
I need another drink, Garland. That's what Mosey's. He's like, I need another drink.
I wanted to go to school for wizardry, but
It hurt my head.
when
Every day.
when my father died, I had to find other work.
Well, sorry to hear that.
It's pretty obvious that Asher is kind of bored with this conversation and knows that she has a lot of baggage now.
Yeah. What? Okay, fine.
He's just gonna like, look, if you want.
Wait. Was Ashford surprised by the fact that on the crazy and hot scale that where it is that Amber
Probably crazy or not.
He's more surprised that she just completely opened up to him and told him all this, like.
Oh,
like,
she hasn't even begun to trauma dump on anybody that will listen, for sure.
Well, Ashford will gladly sacrifice using magic to get away from her. I'm gonna look at her.
Mosey's not so smart.
Your halfling midnight snack is over there if you want to go visit him up in his room when we go up there. Vic won't know. I mean, it's up to you guys if you want to talk about it, but I'm gonna go, and I just walk away from her.
Halfling Midnight Snack is a weird nickname.
Yeah. Well, you're not a full meal. You're. I mean,
fun side.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, we're something to love.
Tripod is a full meal.
Oh, my screen. I would walk in, but I can't.
Maybe I restricted movement. That's possible. Or
Screen's frozen. I'm on a shitty laptop. I don't have a desktop.
so you walk back.
Yeah.
She continues making her rounds. She's picking up the empties and things.
Real quick. I'm just gonna tell Conrick when I walk up there. I'm just like I kind of like give him like the whoo face, like she's fucked up, man.
She trauma dumped on you just a little bit. Come on.
Yeah, dude.
And I kind of go like,
I come
and I
from
look at Amber and I go,
Where people repress their emotions like real people.
I come from a royal family where they trauma dump about materialistic, stupid shit. This is real stuff. This is a lot.
Why, why are you giving me ammunition that I can use on you?
I didn't get the right
The
dress
royal
I
court.
want. Like, oh, sexist. This chick's like, my father died. And I'm like,
My latte is cold. Fuck my life.
yeah.
Hashtag fuck my life.
Right.
Have you? Sorry, sidebar. Have you ever seen the video of third world people saying first world problems?
Oh my gosh. No.
Like, there's a little like African kid that's just like, I asked for no pickles, and they still gave me pickles. It's like, you poor people. This is the United States. This is us fucked up.
It's great though.
Mm.
When my screen loads, Ashford will get back up there. So
I have already moved Ashford back
perfect. Okay.
up.
and so you tell Conrick that you give him like the look, and Conrick goes, he kind of like furrows his brows, and he's like, but those assets.
Oh, I'm not telling you don't do it. I'm just telling you you might have like a knife in your side when you wake up in the morning.
All right, you watch as the
Wolf.
as the white crew, all in black,
Blue
chitters
crew.
at each other and start to move toward. It seems that they also have rooms here um, in the inn, um, and they are about to move upstairs. You have not seen your rooms yet, but if you would like to follow the parade of Kenku, you could see where they go to get up into their rooms.
I walk into the kitchen and say, "Oi, where's my taters?"
You go in and you see a man who seems to be having an existential crisis. Um, yeah, it seems that there's a lot of broken people on this place. So any type of job that is really well paying that takes you away from everything that you love, everything that you know. You can't do that and have your life actually be all together. Um, but he has burned the fried potatoes twice now, trying to put them together for you guys. And you can actually hear him muttering to himself, "My dad, just like my dad said, I can't do anything right," and he's like hitting himself repeatedly. Um,
Roll for initiative.
I'll fucking hit him first.
Right.
But he does have some fried potato wedges that are over here on the table that you could take up to your room with you. Um, and there were fried potato slices that everyone did get, as well as some stew during this time as well. So you're not going to bed hungry, I promise.
Good, Mosey would hate that.
Well, Mosey goes talks to Amber, and he gets more alcohol, and he waits for his taters, and then he complains he didn't get his sausages. Then he gets more booze,
I could never get enough sausage, and she kind of
and
giggles.
then he'll just listen to her story, and he'll just check out her assets.
Okay, all right. So
He won't be sad about it.
so she's like, yeah, I don't know what it is about you little halfling folk, but Danny,
Like, oh, Ross.
Danny, him and I were going to leave this place together, and him and his
Well, why
friends
don't you leave then?
they all disappeared. We were going to leave
Oh,
that. We were going to leave that night. Do you think that he would have left without me?
Was he one of the old blue crew?
Yes.
No, I think those Goblin guys killed him. That's the gist I've been getting. They're not very nice, those guys.
So she looks down at the
If we weren't so close to Restoration Day, I would have let him have.
she looks down at the cuff that you were given as part of your as part of your uh what do I want to say, what the on ramping for this job, right? You know, getting geared up and everything like that. It's a pretty sweet cuff. Definitely the best technology that you've seen, and not surprisingly, the kind of stuff that comes out of Tusk Innovations. But most sending stones are just going to be between you and one other person, right?
So this thing was safe.
This cuff allows you to be able to communicate with anyone um, in your crew, on your crew, right? And also, there are colored gems for each of the other crew leaders,
Like,
right?
okay.
But that is only activated during, during mission. You're not going to be able to, harass freaking Vec late at night tonight and be like, "Your penis is small," right? But
Too bad, man. Too bad.
but when you are out on a mission together, um, it will be fully activated, and the ability to mute somebody on the radio is fairly difficult. So yes, you will be able to blow up his wrist communicator with small dick jokes for sure, but only during an active mission. But she looks down and she says, if they had died, their wrist communicator would have alerted the gnomes that they're that.
Well, maybe they have them stuffed. Maybe they have them stuffed away someplace. Maybe they have them slaving away for them. Maybe that's why they're producing more. Oh, you know what it is? They're lazy goblins. And then he takes a big swig. And then he's like,
Looks around as
they got them working for them. So they don't have to work as hard.
As you say these stereotypical things, and she looks really uncomfortable. She's like, I don't really ascribe to those kind of stereotypes of species. But
you don't think goblins are dumb?
I don't even.
Please, sure.
What if they're coming? No, and plus, I mean, I think the orcs are dumb, but they like it.
Hey, those guys are good guys. You leave them alone. They're quality guys. Mosey says.
That's true.
And he says he sloshes his drink around. Everybody's get along, you know. That's why y'all like happy. We're just happy go lucky.
I would say too, that with bringing this up out of character, when you were issued these communication cuffs, I would say that Marcus was very interested in it. He kind of wanted to figure out how they worked. Marcus, you were one of the first to discover that that the wrist communicator does not come off.
Do you have a write-up for them?
Do I have a write-up for them? Yes, but it's currently top secret.
So you said I'll just put sending stones. Remember the rest.
Yep, that's essential. So it's both it's both a communication device and also kind of a tracking device. They did tell you that if you were injured or if you injured during a mission, that they would know where you were at and able to send individuals to come in and aid you. So it essentially tracks your vitals and your location, as well as being able to communicate with you.
So GPS.
But Raven says that you'll meet Trevor tomorrow, Trevor Copperton, and he'll be able to give you more of a more information and kind of go over some of the equipment with you. My job is initial onboarding is the interview questions and all that. Um, and so we're going to be getting close to wrapping up. Um,
All right.
but but
Good game.
there are more delightful things that you'll be introduced to with Trevor. Trevor, and I'm going to do my best to put out that kind of energy. But if anybody's ever seen Wreck-It Ralph, um,
Mm.
um, what's the name of the guy with the hammer?
I don't know, but I know who you're talking about.
Um,
I don't.
Felix, Fix It Felix.
Fix it,
Ah.
Felix.
Okay, that is Trevor's entire personality. It's just guys, it's going to be a great day. We're going to get everything taken care of while he shows you
Who
the giant macerator that chews up uh,
Excuse me.
web.
who is Trevor on the map
Trevor
here?
is Trevor is a gnome. He very rarely comes out of the headquarters building. You'll also be meeting Marcus, who is going to be going with you on
Very
your
perky.
first initial mission. Yeah, they're not part of the cruise. They seem to be
Alright.
the ones more in charge of the ranch itself, and they seem to insulate themselves heavily against from a lot of the crew members. Um,
Before
the,
we wrap up, Conric and I are upstairs. I'm telling him that this is going to be his room for the night.
okay,
Right in here, buddy.
I get my own bed. Wow.
It's a queen
Yep.
burger.
yep. And this is where your actual room is. And yes, you've identified it correctly. This is Amber's room.
Nice.
Is that what you were
Well,
going for?
it's all you, little man. Get up in there.
I think first
Alright,
day is a
wait.
little ambitious. We'll give it a couple more days.
Nah,
Oh, come on, man.
you're rebound, okay?
Dude,
I don't want to be a
everyone
rebound. I want to be the best
Dude, well,
choice.
speak it in.
Well, you can rebound, and then I'll just best man or wingman for you. And I'll be your best man too if you want. But yeah, we'll get you there. We'll get you there. I also probably
So-
want to marry her based off of
right,
the
David?
automated AI he sent her chat because she's
I will say that while you're going to bed, and all of you are able to, I'm kind of moving you over so you can see what's going on over there. In the common area, before getting to the rooms, all of the Kenku are kind of seated around, and Raven is up in front of them. Um, I'm not even going to have you roll a religion check, but there is definitely something akin to a Bible study going on, but it is all happening in some type of strange avian language. Um, but the but they're all chatting things up, and as you move through, you can kind of figure out that there seems to be some type of missionary work that Raven does with the Kenku as you move through that area. All right. This is where your room is at. Um,
Fuck your mom.
the brothers
That's fine.
Jeb all have this room up here, and then
Can't see where you're
um,
going.
yeah. Where are you? No.
okay, so this is the green guy's room. This is the let me just and
Mosey
this
comes
is
in
the
drunk.
say
Hey
again.
guys. I said Mosey comes in drunk. Hey guys. But you can't see because it's dark.
You can't see in there.
Yeah, it's dark, bro.
Well then,
Yeah,
It's
your
gonna be
parents
access.
said
There's no light sources in there. It's not lit.
You cracker.
Make it dark. Here, I'll fix it.
I might shut it. There.
Nighttime.
if it goes nighttime, then it turns on the lights.
Yes.
There you
Hey, what do you know?
All right, so the lights are on now.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, the other
Mosey
door is
happens
locked.
to be in a locked room.
Mosey is in a locked room. All right, Mosey, get out of that locked room. All right.
It was unlocked, but he was in it.
I was hoping, that girl was in there. Damn
She
it.
is not. She is locked
I'll
away.
go find another.
Oh
This,
shit!
this is the room that she's. This is the room that she's in. Or will
Internal
be.
or are you just gonna have a three-way? You guys are a full-grown human when you're standing on top of
Quiet
it.
you. I'm just kidding. I can't
Hey,
go
let's
in these
60.
rooms.
Let's
Is it nice?
69. One of them is looking for belly button. The other one. All right. So with the explanation of how two halflings do 69 with one full-grown tiefling, that is where we are going to end tonight's session.
All right.
We will be starting off right away into combat. So if you're able to get here at 7, we'll be making sure that the items that are provided to you are functioning properly, and that you have them on
Fair
your
enough.
character sheets, as well as being introduced to some of the vehicles and figuring out who's going to be driving and who's going to be operating the um, the ice cannon, um, and who's going to be in charge of setting the thumper, and who's going to be making sure that everything runs smoothly. But that will
Sounds
be
good, man.
Trevor, Fix, and Felix that gives you that orientation next Tuesday. So thank you very much, gentlemen.
Can
And
tell you,
Yeah.
it was just as chaotic as I thought it was going to be.
Oh, yeah.
I'll never be on right as
Take care.
Yeah, I understand. Yep. But if you can,
I
if there's time that you have to be able to get on in the days leading up to Tuesday, just let me know, and we'll jump on together. I also would like to thank Rush, aka Conric, the 8-incher, for helping me out today with putting together some map stuff. Fantastic job, and I hope that we can continue to work together in collaboration, and I will make sure that everybody knows what contributions you have made. So that way, if they're being killed by something that you have helped to provide, that I can shift most of the blame onto you for the near TPK that you somehow managed to survive.
It's all your fault, Conrad. Or
Yeah,
Conrad.
Conrad,
Sorry.
Conrad the 6-incher. That's what
I corrected
we call it.
myself.
I'm up. Getting stabbed by a goblin. I'm just like reaching out, and I'm like, "I was your wingman."
Yeah, hey, that goblin got Mosey with the
With
that
the broken
shard.
glass.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna go kick his ass. When we're out.
I stabbed him for you.
yeah,
We're
you
out in the
did.
field. Oh yeah, that's right. You did.
I didn't even sneak attack him. It was just a normal step.
It
was just
Should have got him.
He tries to pull the whole, oh, I slipped, oops, and then Connors comes up with a fucking mind dagger and is like, oops, I accidentally tried to help you up with my blade.
No, I did help him up with one hand and stabbed him with the other.
Oh, good time.
Oops, what? I didn't stab you. There's no mark. No,
I don't have anything on me. Please search me repeatedly.
If we were gonna continue that fight, I was gonna ask you if you'd allow me booming blade on the mug that you told me I could pick up.
Oh my
God.
Just
So I attack him in the
I
face,
don't-
right?
we will try to figure out. I will say that actually we'll talk offline about what you can and what you cannot get away with. So I think that's going to be a fun dynamic to be able to play with. And I promise that I will try to have as much shit hit the fan as quickly as possible, so that way you're not sitting there with a character that you made that you can only use half of the stuff that you have for them, like weapons and armor and shields and everything else. So
I mean, the thing is, though, is the class, and like you can read my class and stuff. The class I chose kind of that now. So
It has what? It has what?
helps with not being able to use magic as much situation.
Okay.
At least for now.
Yep.
All right, guys, I'm gonna take off.